this is our asset doc. As I go through the process of this Discover 4 Steps test, I'm going to be going back to this document and just filling it out as we find landing zones, as we find customer bases, just so you guys can kind of see and get used to this asset doc. And as you can see, I have tips and tricks in here. I'll put those cheat codes in here so that people that are like me, very analytical, it's hard to just conceptually pick something out of thin air, you can at least have somewhere to start. I guess I'll start with those cheat codes. So we'll go to Google. So hobbies that start with, you can put in anything and it'll come up with different suggestions. But I really like using Google because there's always things that I would never think of. And just like this, outdoor hobbies might be another thing that as a analytical person, I would look more into. I don't know if I'd ever consider outdoor hobbies as a way to search, but just because now typing in this hobbies that start with A, I have a new way of looking or thinking about a customer base. And then you can see, I don't know anything about this either, air sports. We could actually copy this and go to Amazon and just see and validate air sports. And when you're validating the niche, it's not so important that it autofills. You just want to be able to see our customers actually coming here and buying this stuff. This is a good example of we're really trying to sell t-shirts with sayings or designs on the front. This immediately tells me that this is probably not worth going after. If you are in this customer base or understand this and that's your terminology, air sports. That's my seed keyword. I go to Amazon. It looks like there's a lot of competition, so a lot of products are here. But as soon as I look, I go, oh, this is not really what I'm looking for. This are, well, I guess this kind of, but this has a high, right? But hang glider or skydiver, those are better seed keywords that will identify your customer base. I hope we didn't go too far off base with that, because
no, I think there's a lot of things that, you know, you're just kind of absorbing, and that's why we do these over the shoulder. We want to show you guys exactly like how we think through this process and what we're seeing as we're going through this, because we can tell you like this is, you know, the 4 steps that you follow, but until you actually go do it, you're going to see that there's a lot of, you know, variable.
The road, it gets a little
get thrown at you.
Early. Mike Tyson said, everybody got to play it until they get punched in the face. So that's why I said, like, if you have a hobby or understanding, if you're like Nathaniel, it's easy for you to go, oh, I can creatively think it's all of these different words. I can kind of pull them. But for me, it was, especially in the beginning, was almost impossible. Like if someone was like, I'm into air sports, like I could go completely blank. I don't even know what that means. Like, what did you even just say? I have nothing for you. But that's why I love using Google. Type in air sports. You can kind of get a better feel for this customer base and then go, okay, what keyword best identifies this customer base? And then I can find my seed keyword. So we're just moving on from air sports. We can go down that road with picking parasailing, or what was this one? Parasailing, right?
Hang gliding.
Hang gliding. Those are other ways that you can go, and this is my customer base. This is what I'm going after. I just went back to the hobbies. I picked a different one, archery. We're going archery shirts. Archery is the customer base. Shirts is obviously the product that we're going after. This is more what I'm looking for. I want to see archery type designs. I want to see that they're on shirts. This is really what I'm looking for to just validate this customer base. There are theoretically 1,000 products here. We have DS Quick View on. You can actually click in to each one of these. This is just the bestseller rank. As we scroll down, we could say, hey, most of these products are selling. This now is a good customer base and at least a good seed keyword to start with, because as we're looking at these, most of these products on this page are selling. This is something that I want to go deeper in. Now I want to start looking for landing zones. I want to start avoiding the competition and seeing if I can get my products to show up in front of these customers and if they're starting to get purchased. So that was the cheat code way of doing it. You can do occupations. There's a lot of different things that you can type in here, but just knowing that you can go to Google or Pinterest or any of these places is just to have them help you pick a customer base. So we just started with hobbies that start with, and as you can see, there's all kinds of hobbies. There's outdoor hobbies. There's list of hobbies. You can go to Wikipedia. I'm sure, yeah, there's hundreds of places to start. So please don't get stuck there. There's a million of these places to start. start somewhere. That's really what you're trying to find out is, can I really sell to archery customers? There are people selling to archery customers. Can I get in front of them? Do I know enough about them? Can I make the designs that will actually start selling? It's just a place to get started. Oh, and then I'll show my next cheat code on actual Amazon. So if you type in funny shirt, and why this works is, I guess, a good and a bad. I would say most people making listings don't fully understand how to utilize keywords. So they're overusing a lot of keywords that are throwing them in with a ton of competition unwittingly. So funny, I believe, is probably the most overused word in merch. So if you type in funny shirts, you will see a bunch of merch shirts. And because we're able to leverage Amazon and see what's actually going on, we're able to see, okay, what are the customer bases that these merch customers or anybody that's selling shirts are going after. So we typed in funny shirt, and now what I'm doing is just looking at this page, just like I used Google, and I'm just having Google tell me kind of what customers might be typing in or what occupations start with a certain letter, what hobbies start with a certain letter. I'm going to Amazon and going, hey, Amazon, what are shirts that are selling and what are selling well and what are those customer bases? So if we type in funny shirt and just kind of look, you can see this is a Vietnamese cuisine. How do you say this, Nathaniel?
Pho.
Pho. Yeah, we went to these places a few times and I always ask. So this Vietnamese word might be the best seed keyword, or it might be Vietnamese or cuisine. But as you're looking down this page, you can start gathering a ton of customer bases along with a lot of seed keywords to start testing out. So that's why I said this is kind of like a cheat code. You're leveraging Amazon to have them tell you all this information. What are good customer bases? What are some of the good keywords that people are using? Sloth is one that's becoming super popular now. I don't know why, but for some reason there's a lot more sloth stuff selling in books and in shirts and in just a lot of different products. Sloths are getting very popular. But if I knew nothing about this customer base, this is now something, okay, they like animals. Sloth is the animal that they're going after. Sloth is now my seed keyword. Animal might be my customer base, or sloth customers might be my customer base, but at least I've identified a seed keyword. All right, 2 cheat codes down. We good?
Yep.
If you're like Nathaniel and you are pulling ideas and you're able to go at customers that like but you're just getting stuck on the actual seed keyword, if you go to Google and type in people that like bees are called, using Google, using Pinterest, using other places to help you identify your customer base with a seed keyword is a way to do it. So have Google help you. So as you can see, people that like bees are called honey farmers, beekeepers. These are also great ways to pull out those seed keywords and be able to go to Amazon, beekeeper shirt, and then just see how many other competitors are there. Are these products actually selling? A lot of these products are selling. So now I would say it's worth my time spending time to gather keywords, create the art, make the listings, because I've validated this customer base. I found the customer base. I picked a seed keyword. I validated it. Now I can start getting away from a lot of the competition. And I pulled this up because I can show you here. It says 812, but if you go deeper into the pages, Amazon will start pulling all kinds of results. Now, I know when we were first teaching this, people were getting very concerned and going, oh, you said only go after 1,000 competitors, but now if I look, there's actually 10,000 competitors. It doesn't truly matter the amount of competitors that are there. What we are very concerned with is what we have found in our business. If we go to that first page and we see that Amazon tells us on the first page it's less than 1,000, we are able to have consistent success by putting shirts up in those areas, what we call landing zones that have less than 1,000. It's not a guarantee.
Yeah, so it's not so much that we're worried about, how that changes as you go past those pages, it's like we've gone back, we've done research of where our shirts are showing up, and this is something that we've seen. So whether that, you know, under 1,000 results actually means there's 1,000 people selling there or not, it's just using the information that Amazon's giving us and factoring that in with how can we make sure that we're continuously having success and increasing our chances to have success.
I'm trying to remember that customer base. Underwater
Electrician. Oh, you got caught.
Underwater electrician. I'm surprised anything showed up. It says 17 results. I am blown away. But as you look at these results, they're not really, one, they're not shirts. So you can see that there's, I guess if I was an underwater electrician, I would need a writing pad that's waterproof. That is hilarious. A flashlight, I guess. But this you can see warning. Sorry, let me turn off DS Quick View so I can actually point out this stuff without all this stuff popping up. I think that's also why it's giving me that robot check, is because of DS Quick View. But this is not a underwater electrician shirt. This is actually just a regular electrician shirt. So because there's not anything here, Amazon's starting to put up something. I'm curious to see if you go past page 1, though, if it'll pull up more results. Yeah, so 75 is the actual number that's here. But if we go back to page 1, just by looking at this page, we say, okay, these are not really underwater electrician shirts. There's not really anything that represents underwater and electrician. These are electrician shirts. So if my idea, like if anybody's riding to work to have bike riding Florida shirts, if I just come out the top of my head and go underwater electrician and I go to Amazon and search this, there are some results, but they're not really what identifies my customers. And there are some that are selling, but it's really electrician. You can kind of see that where it says warning, electrician will shock you. It's the same funny electrician shirt. So maybe underwater electrician is not the right customer base, but with that idea, if we just take out underwater and type in electrician shirt, here's something where we go, okay, now this might be worth going after. Let me turn back on DS Quick View. I apologize. So electrician shirt, now I see, okay, these are customers that want these type of shirts, and they're actually buying a lot of these shirts. A lot of these shirts are selling. So I actually pre-filled this sheet because we talked about it a little bit on a Monday call, but people that like bees, beekeeper shirts, this actually passed the 5-step test. But if bees is the word that you're identifying and you go, okay, bees is the shirt that, or bees is the seed keyword that I want to use, we'll actually add that into the customer base seed keyword, bee shirt, or sorry, bee. I said I was going to show this off and I didn't. I apologize. And then shirt, and then we're putting those together. And then we want to see numbers of results under 1,000. And this had 10,000 results, so it did not pass. So what you're going to want to do now is find potential landing zones. You're going to want to find results pages that autofill, that have less than 1,000 results. I just want to really, this is just our 5-step test broken down with this added in so you can track the information, because it's always good to go back to it. Autofills, less than 1,000, top 10 similar products, 8 out of 10 have BSR, and 2 out of the top 10 are less than 1 million. And it'll actually turn green after we do that. You can type in, I can't type and talk at the same time. You can type in what you're looking for and see if it autofilled and auto-completed. As you can see, this, it is auto-completing, but it's auto-completing things that are very long-tailed. So we'll actually click on one of these. And you can see this is maybe a song lyric, I'm assuming, I'm not quite sure. All right, so it does autocomplete. If it did or did not, it still might be worth going after. It might be worth seeing what's on the page. As you can see, there are other people actually using this. That is not a turnoff to us. We just want to see, is it less than 1,000, which it is. What are the products? They're mostly t-shirts. That's what we're looking for. And then we want to see out of the top 10, and we normally don't count sponsored ads. So if you count these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, they all have a BSR, and there are 2. There's actually more than 2, but there are at least 2 under 1 million. This is something that I would test And we will get into this more about like what type of designs might we put here, but this does actually pass our 5-step test. So what we're going to do is copy the potential landing zones, which is beekeeper shirt. Does it autofill? Yes. We'll add the link in. Less than 1,000 results. Yes. Top 10 similar products. Yes, it was 10. And I'm going to guess, because I don't remember off the top of my head, it was at least 4. It turns green. You can go back to doing research. So I would then just go back to B shirt. And because how the Amazon search bar works, it's always looking to help customers search for the products that they're actually looking for. We can actually leverage that and go after B shirt, hit space, and then any letter that you might want to go after, they're going to start auto-suggesting things to you. So this makes it so much easier to do our 5-step test because we're starting out where what customers are actually typing in and finding things that autocomplete. So you can see queen bee shirt.
Classic.
So we know queen bee shirt autocompletes. Now we just need to know, does it have enough results? Are there shirts on that page? Are there 8 out of the 10 that have BSR? And what do those BSRs look like? So as you can see, if you scroll down just a little bit, there is 1 pair of socks there. That's not enough to turn me off. I want to see mostly that they're shirts. And as you can see, they're mostly shirts in the top 10. And then the next thing we're looking at is the results. That's top left. That's under 1,000. That's 655. Then we want to see the BSRs. So we're checking, not counting the sponsored ads. We're checking 1, 2, 3, and we will count the socks because that is in the top 10. What was that? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And there are at least 2 shirts under 10 million. So that would get added to the asset doc. Unfortunately, I don't think Nathaniel has the asset doc pulled up, but we would pull Queen Bee shirt, add that, pull the actual link, and then fill in the rest of that sheet, and then it would turn green, and then we would go and try to find another landing zone.